Hello everyone, Robert Rambles here, and welcome back to World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King Classic and our Shaman's Joyous Journey. Thank you guys for being here today and for clicking on the video. I do appreciate it. We are going to do a little questing in the Shimmering Flats. All of that stuff is either green or about to go green pretty soon, so yeah, that's a good place for us to go at this level. And after that, we'll head back into Stranglethorn. Today is Friday for me, and all the news has been quiet. I'm kind of hoping that we don't get any any more news out of Blizzard this week. And so far, so good. I just kind of worry after everything that's already been announced and talked about what else they could say or do this week. It's like they gave us the good news, right? They were like, hey, official hardcore, new season of Classic in the future, and then they were like, yeah, here's the WoW token. What was that? Here's the WoW token. They just snuck it in, you know. They were like, they'll be so happy from all the good news we gave them, they won't even notice the WoW token. They won't care about a 26-day Joyous Journey. Oh boy. It has been one of those weeks, though, where I'm really happy that we get to play hardcore, because hardcore Classic Era does seem immune to a lot of the stuff that goes on with Blizzard. So yeah, you know, we're here in Wrath. We're trying to actually get this character to Northrend. I'd love to be able to see the Horde Northrend stories before we get into Cataclysm, or before any other weirdness happens. So that's kind of my one driving goal with this character. I would love to find some people to do some, you know, heroics with, to do some raids with, but my main priority is just getting into Northrend, getting through the leveling, getting through the quest, reading them all, and seeing the stories. A couple of things to talk about. I did train, and we did get Wind Fury Totem apparently at level 32. I just didn't pick it up at the time. So we have Wind Fury Totem. Now we got a couple other things. We got Chain Lightning. We got a new rank of Lightning Bolt. But that's not really stuff that we're going to use. I'll drag it out just so that we have it. But it's not really stuff we're going to use a lot, I don't think. Unless I'm missing something about the way that enhancement deals damage. We haven't been using a lot of Lightning Bolt. For a while I kind of use it to pull, but it's not really necessary. I could probably still do it as a good habit, but we've just been running in and casting a Flame Shock and swinging away, so... And that's been working just fine, actually. I am going to drop the red quest that we have in Stranglethorn. Actually, do we have quests anywhere else that I could drop? I don't think we're going to do Razorfen Downs. Here we go. This will be an easy one. Let's drop all these chapters. When we picked them up, we had plenty of room. I thought that we would be in Stranglethorn for much longer than we were. So we'll just drop these ones for now, and we can always pick them back up later. There we go. That'll work perfectly. That should be all the space we need. I doubt there are more than 10 concurrent quests here. See, we only have one page so far, page 21. I'm going to have to start either mailing that to a bank alt or putting it into our actual bank.
Yo!
Alright, we need 10 hollow vulture bones.
For real?
Let's go this way first.
Pleased to meet you.
9 hardened tortoise
You
shells.
have a great day now.
Honored, I'm sure.
6 salty scorpion venoms.
Off and away.
Talk to me. Off with
We need
you.
30 rocket
What's
car
your
parts.
deck? What's on your mind?
This is a quest to go talk to somebody in Ratchet we'll take, because we will be headed back that way.
Off with you.
And this is actually a quest to find Hemet Nesingwary in Stranglethorn.
Good.
So yeah, obviously they kind of intended us to maybe come here first before going to Stranglethorn, but we did not do that. And so yeah, we pick up all these quests, and then we can run around the rim of the crater and we basically fight everything.
Guide you.
10 saltstone basilisks, 10 crystal hides, 6 gazers. Okay, so that's the various basilisks that we'll find out here in the Shimmering Flats. And we should be able to deal with basically everything. Let's get a couple of buffs going. We want Wind Fury weapon, and we're going to roll with Water Shield. I did do a little bit of a respec. So we went with Ancestral Knowledge. I put 1 point into Guardian Totems. You'll see I'm using a Stone Skin now instead of Strength Totem. We have Wind Fury Totem now for our DPS, so... we went Elemental Weapons, Shamanistic Focus. I don't know if we had Elemental Weapons before. But this increases the damage caused by your Wind Fury Totem effect by 40%. So yeah, pretty good. Flurry, obviously, we're 1 point into improved Wind Fury Totem. And we have 3 points in mental dexterity. For right now, I'm not working towards dual wielding. Once we are level 40, and we could actually get to it, then we'll think about it. But yeah, I'm not going that route right now. Right now, we got the two-hander, and there are better talents for us to pick. Let's not forget the skin. I have to remember that the totem effects have a little bit of a range, but fire totem here does not have a really big range, so I have to be a little bit closer if I'm expecting that to do any work for us at all. And I keep outranging it. I don't like to wait to drop my totems. I like to get them dropped before I engage, but maybe I do just need to wait. It doesn't. I don't think that laying our totems stops our melee swing, so we're not losing a global cooldown or anything like that either. By tapping this when we're already engaged. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we'll take 3 of them. Sure, why not? Why not? Very nice. Yeah, I have to say, I mean, the Shaman feels really good. It feels super powerful. It's a lot of fun. I am really digging the class a lot. And, you know, it does seem like it's built to dual wield. Obviously, we have Storm Strike, and the important thing about Storm Strike is that it hits with both weapons. And you can... It doesn't say that you need to use one-handers to use Storm Strike. But I don't know if they added anything in for functionality if you're not dual wielding. We could definitely compare, you know, we could get a couple of, we could spec into it, get a couple of two-handers and just kind of see. But yeah, we probably will end up two-handing or dual wielding. It just seems like it's how it's built, right? Like, I don't even think we could skip this if we wanted to. And then we wouldn't get Lava Lash. Yeah, the whole class in Wrath is built around dual wielding. I don't think that was the case in Classic Era, though I don't know for sure. But yeah, but we're gonna keep doing what we're doing until we get to level 40, when we can get into this, and then we might look at some of our talents and rearrange stuff a bit. As much as I would love to just wield a two-hander, it doesn't really seem like we're gonna do that in Wrath. Maybe we'll get the chance to do that sometime in Classic Era. I remember back in the day, like not in Classic, but in original like Vanilla and BC, having an Orc Shaman who was in Ungoro Crater with a two-handed axe. I think it was the epic, the world drop actually that I had, and then my friend at the time was playing a druid. We were doing a Shaman Druid combo, and it was very, very strong. Do we not have a poison clear? Oh, cure toxins. There we go. Okay. I feel like mana-wise we're doing okay, but we could probably use a little bit of passive healing because some of these guys are kind of beating the crap out of us. It's the turtles, especially. I haven't really been keeping my eyes open for parts, but I do need to be. I don't know if you call it a great thing or a bad thing, but, you know, there's nobody else here. I don't think there's a single other person here with us. In Thousand Needles maybe, but I haven't seen anybody in the Shimmering Flats. So we have zero competition for everything, which, you know, you could see it as a good thing or a bad thing. The fact that not many people are playing. It's good for getting quest objectives. It's bad in basically every other way. There's somebody. Oh, they disappeared. They hit max view distance, which apparently is less than 100 yards for player characters for some reason. This is random, but it's hard to believe that the Phantom Menace is so old that in 2004 we had pod races here in the Shimmering Flats. Thank you, Phantom Menace, for pod races. And for very little else. Leather Stamina Intellect would be good for an enhancement spec, but not very good for us. We did hit level 34, which is great. See, to get into dual wield, we have to take a point in spirit weapons. Gives a chance to parry enemy melee attacks. That's actually not bad. Just giving us we now have a chance to parry. Okay, great. We can parry now. Let's just go improved Wind Fury Totem. These scorpions, the Reavers, have a double poison they hit us with. We get 2 stacks of the poison at once, which is really nasty and incredibly rude in my opinion. Well, we found where all the turtles hang out at when they're off duty. When they're off duty from turtling, they come here near the boat. So it's interesting. I'm assuming maybe this used to be full of water, like maybe it was some kind of basin. Hell, the whole canyon could have been filled with water at some point. Huh. Interesting, interesting. It's too bad we don't have a lore book that tells us like detailed information about the zones that isn't exploring Kalimdor and exploring Eastern Kingdoms. It's too bad we don't have a zone lore book of the same caliber as the original Dark Horse printed lore books that they put out, of which I own. You know, I need to read them again, but they don't talk about the zones. It's like the history and stuff. I would love to have something. I would love to have the Exploring Eastern Kingdoms and Exploring Durotar that we deserve. That being said, I bought Exploring Eastern Kingdoms, and it wasn't terrible. It was nowhere near the quality that I thought it was going to be. Because when you look at it, and when you own the original Chronicles, you just assume it's going to be of the size, quality, dimensions, artistic value of the Chronicles, and it's not even close. It's not colored, really. The art is okay. It's a smaller binding, so it's not even like the same scale as the Chronicle books. And then I never got Exploring Kalimdor because I just heard really negative things about the writing. The writing in it was supposedly really bad, and it just seemed to be written by somebody who did not know the World of Warcraft, and that's not what I want. So yeah, never picked that one up. And these days, you know, it would take a lot to convince me to spend money on a Blizzard product, like a lore book or anything like that, because I don't believe they have anybody there worthy of writing such things anymore. I don't believe they have the communal knowledge to write about classic era. And then even it sucks to own Chronicle now, because in one way or another Shadowlands and then subsequently Dragonflight is going to change, you know, everything from Chronicle. Which in some aspect is fine, you know, like the stories and plot have to grow in depth over time and evolve over time. And it's okay if the way you do that is like by peeling back layers of an onion in the story and like revealing more and more. You know, obviously the Chronicles were written by a certain perspective, and that perspective was largely the Titan perspective. Or at least it was the pro-Titan perspective. But that's not the only perspective, as Dragonflight reveals. Not that I'm not intimately familiar with what's going on in Dragonflight, besides playing the base campaign in a little bit of Embers of Neltharion. It's the way they tell the story is really great. The way they've developed technologies and stuff to tell the story with the cutscenes in retail. I don't think I resonate with the story. What I'd love to do is eventually I'll watch a Noble video about the lore, about the actual overall lore implications, what the Titans really did, who the Elementalists really are, what's really going on with the planet. I'll watch that eventually. When I think about playing through it, I just don't feel compelled to. It's not the world and the story and the way that I want to interact with it, you know? There's something so much better while experiencing a world and a story. There's something so much better about the mystery of not knowing everything that's going on. And sometimes, you know, it's referred to kind of as like jumping the shark. Like, when do you jump the shark? Well, you jump the shark when the Titans are actually the bad guys. When it turns out the Titans are a pack of dicks, that's cool and everything as a plot twist. You know, but it's a plot twist that comes 20 years later. You could go back into Warcraft, you could say like 30 years later, we find out that the Titans are dicks. Oh, okay. It's a little late. It's a little late to find that out, you know? Like, you can find that out in like a book 3, which shouldn't take 20 years. You know, if we're talking about the comparable storytelling of like a series of novels or something. And so after 20 years, you know, finding out the Titans are probably bad guys or have done some bad stuff, you know, that it's not surprising, and I really don't care. I really don't care. Because there are always going to be unlimited perspectives. You know, even the Void thinks it's right. Even the Void thinks it's right. It thinks it has a right to the universe. It thinks that, you know, the other orders and powers are wrong. Yeah, everything feels that way. That's the whole point, right? But then they want to put us through like this personal story of how the Titans are jerks and the dragons are their toadies, basically. I don't know. It's interesting conceptually, but not necessarily. I don't feel compelled to want to play through it. I don't want my character to be that close to things going on. I want to be like this. I want to be out in the world, living adventures while all this mysterious stuff is like in the background lurking, you know? Discovering little bits and pieces of truth here and there at a time, having to piece it together. If we have 2 weapons, do we get to use 2 weapon buffs? Like, would we do Rockbiter and Wind Fury? Huh. Yeah, I guess we would, right? Maybe we do like... And then we probably need different speeds of weapons. Oh, it's gonna be like the Rogue again, isn't it? You guys who play Enhancement Shaman in Wrath of the Lich King, don't give me your retail advice. In Wrath of the Lich King, do I want the slow weapon in my main hand and the fast weapon in my offhand? That's how rogues work, I think. Slow weapon in main hand, fast weapon in offhand, or is it fast weapon in main hand, slow weapon in offhand? I just need to know. If you know, please let me know. And that way, when I'm looking at weapons, because we'll have to start looking at some weapons as we approach level 40. When I'm looking at weapons, I want to know what I'm looking for. I know maces, axes, daggers, but then I need to know the speeds, main hand, offhand speeds. And you know, maybe our troll female's animations will be a little bit cooler when she's dual wielding. I don't really care for the two-hander with the female troll. I remember that now from when I originally created this character. Is that I thought the swing animations were kind of weak with the two-hander. But I think she'll look good dual wielding. Okay, so we are done with scorpions as far as needing their items. That doesn't mean that we don't have to clear a couple of them to get at car parts and stuff like that, but we don't need the items anymore. We need one more hardened tortoiseshell. How cool would it be if this guy dropped it? We need a bunch of vulture bones. We just haven't come across a lot of vultures. I think there are like piles of bones somewhere out here where they tend to gather. So we might have to look for that. And then we still need a bunch of different types of basilisks, some of which we're only going to find down in the south. We won't find all the types up here. I do want this car part, so I'm going to fight the scorpion. I know that I've left, you know, countless car parts behind after saying that I was going to try to pick them up. That's a real thing that's probably happened, isn't it? It's okay, we still have plenty of running around to do here. We have 4 out of 30, so yeah, needless to say I have been leaving some behind. Oh man, we kill stuff so fast sometimes when Wind Fury procs that like if I try to get a drink of coffee then it's just the wrong time. If you ever see me just standing awkwardly after combat, it's because I need a drink of coffee. Alright, we're done with turtles. We do need all the basilisk up here though, because they are a type we haven't fought yet. Does it annoy anybody else that the icon for Joyous Journeys looks just like the icon for the F and WoW token? Has this occurred to or bothered anybody yet? I keep glancing up here sometimes at my buffs to make sure that I'm within range of totems and other things, and I keep seeing the damn WoW token. And it's been bothering me, and I can't get it out of my head now, and now it's in your head too. So yeah, welcome to that. I don't think we really need to be in a group here, necessarily. I think that, like, we're fine. He's done with a lot of the objectives. We don't need similar objectives from what I was able to see. He needs turtles, we don't. We needed basilisk, he didn't. We're not really synced up. Now there's lots of people here all of a sudden. That's interesting. I'll definitely skin. Skinning is maxed out. We do need to get over into Feralus pretty soon, and we can rectify that. We need one more basilisk from up here. I don't want to leave the general area until we get them, because I don't think we're going to find these type to the south. Here we go. Yep, car parts and vultures now. Vultures we just haven't seen that many of, but we do have 5, so it feels like even though there aren't as many of them, that the drop rate is pretty high. I won't say 100%, because if I say that, then we're not gonna get them to drop. That being said, let's take a look at where they're actually at. Okay, there are a couple down here potentially. Yeah, they seem to be spread kind of all over the place. Oh, those are crystal hides. Oh, we need to head over here like this. I don't see any big area of vulture spawns, unfortunately. Here is a single vulture. We might be hunting them one at a time. Do we ever get a quest to deal with or investigate the Silithid here? I always forget that there are Silithid here, then occasionally we come across this area where there's not a lot else going on. The gazers, yeah, we need gazers, but man, do we need everything else first. I'd like to finish up with the birds and the car parts and then head south for the gazers. We also need this guy here. He's the last saltstone crystal hide that we need. If we head straight across, there might be an area around some old bones where there could be a handful of vultures, so I'm gonna go check that out. We only need 2 more, so either way, shouldn't take too long to get them. Even if we have to run around and find them individually. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty consistent. Wow, look at that. Yeah, find bones and you will find vultures. They're really consistent about that in the game, and I like it. It sticks in your memory. You know, you like, oh, I know there's bones over there. Let's go over there. There's going to be some vultures. I didn't realize there were going to be so many. That's actually amazing. We could have completed most of the quest right here. Very cool. Okay, so now we're looking for parts. Says there are parts around here, but don't really see it. Here we go. We'll get the parts, and then we need to head to the south to take on the last type of basilisk, the saltstone gazers. I'm in combat. Who did we piss off and why? This guy's pissed. Oh, he was mad at us and then he gave up. And I don't know what we did to aggro him initially. Unless we'd somehow body pulled him when we were mounted. I guess that's possible. One more. Okay. Let's just finish everything up before we go back and turn in. I don't know if there are many follow-ups. I'm sure a couple of these have follow-ups, but I really can't think of anything else we do right in this area. I can't think of what we would do with those Silithid either. I don't know if I've ever had a quest for the Silithid. Alright, that is that. Let's head back, get all this stuff turned in. I think that while we're down here, we also need to run over to Gadgekstan, obviously, and pick up the flight point. And that might be a good place to park ourselves at an inn for some rested XP too, because the alternative is running back to Freewind Post, which is a little bit further, and it doesn't really serve much of a purpose.
Greetings, traveler.
Time is money, friend! Hurry back!
This is another quest to go to Ratchet.
Glad I could help!
How are you?
My, you're a tall one.
Good day to you. Very good. Very well then.
Bring Fizzle's letter to Martek the Exiled in the Badlands.
Alrighty then.
Okay, it's a Badlands breadcrumb, I'll take it.
Interest you on a pint? Watch your back.
And then you have
Can I help you?
encrusted tail fins. The Murlocs of Stranglethorn. Okay,
Alrighty then.
yeah, sure, we could do that. We'll at least grab it and keep a hold of it and see. Alright, let's head down to Gadgekstan, let's grab the flight point. So we didn't hit 35. Everything in Stranglethorn, you know, still yellow and orange. We can't open it now because we're in combat. For some reason, Questie has a trigger built in that it doesn't let you manipulate anything about it while you're in combat, which I think is really weird and unusual. We could do that. Everything's yellow for a while. Or, you know, the alternative was to do some stuff in the Arathi Highlands. I feel like we could do that, but it's going to be a very similar level to stuff going on in Stranglethorn. I wonder if now that we have the ground goal flight point, if we could fly throughout Eastern Kingdoms, if I can put myself on like a long flight point and just fly. The alternative, I guess, would be taking the Zeppelin from Gromgol to Undercity and then flying from Undercity and then making the run. I don't know if we have the, we don't have the flight point, do we? I don't think so. Yeah, we haven't been over there at all. So we'd have to run from Hillsbrad, which is not terrible. We have a quest that we can do along the way if we pick it up in Terran Mill to kill ogres. Did I grab the flight point? I don't think that I did anything like that, no. Don't think I did anything like that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to hearth back for now to Gromgol. We're not going to be doing anything else in Kalimdor right now. We got the flight point for Gadgekstan for when we are ready to quest here. That's going to be awesome. But I want to see if we have a connecting flight anywhere out of here. I don't know that we do. I think we would probably... Maybe the Arathi flight point would be a connecting flight if we had it. Is what I'm kind of thinking.
Glory to the whole.
Yeah, we can't. There's no way. They're not going to let us do that.
Be safe.
You can't just fly across an entire continent. Sorry, buddy. So what we'll do is we'll jump on the Zeppelin that will take us to Undercity. And that's what we'll do. Let's do that. That way, I think we can do a couple of things over in the Arathi Highlands. I saw some level 33, level 32 stuff, so... Here we go. This takes us to Undercity. Where's the Zeppelin now? The Zeppelin should have just departed from Undercity. I like when they at least have text that tells us where the heck the Zeppelin's at. I think that's really useful. Some of that stuff I wish could get worked back into Classic Era. Just somebody like this that just tells us, you know, this is where the Zepp is. It makes it seem like a shorter wait when you know what's going on. Human psychology.
Hurry back!
How you doing, man? Stay away from the voodoo.
This other guy's asleep.
What you want?
Let me sleep just 5 more minutes, man. You're watcher Immersion. You're supposed to be watching. What good are you? She said that's no excuse to fall asleep on the job, man.
How are you?
Well, even she's taking a knee. She can't even stay on her feet. Are they trying to insinuate that trolls are lazy? They wouldn't do that, would they?
Be seeing ya.
No, that
Time
can't
is
be
money,
it.
friend.
The captain, or the crewman, does not have time to talk right now.
Keep it real.
Hey, how you doing?
None of them have time to talk. They're busy, man.
Interesting. Yeah, what do you want?
Welcome aboard. Take a load off and enjoy the trip. Aboard the Purple Princess, we want you to relax. We have vending machines down below. Oh, do you?
Be careful out there.
I can't get down there on my mount. I'm surprised I'm able to be on my... Oh, these are machines. Look at that. That's super cool. I want these in vanilla era too. These are super cool. Very useful. It just gives you something to do when you're on the Zeppelin. You know what I mean? You don't need them. You can repair and visit shops anywhere, but you can't do anything else while you're waiting on a Zeppelin, so you might as well have a vendor that you can just go sell some stuff to, because otherwise you're just doing nothing. Speaking of selling, I'm sure we have other stuff we can sell. We can sell the wand. Let's clean it up a bit. We can sell the intellect leather. All of this stuff I have to mail to our bank alt and see about selling it. We need thick leather for our actual crafting, so I think I can make the hill. I did. I made the hill. Barely. I could have waited like another 5 seconds. Would have been ideal. Zidormi, is that a gold dragon? Gold dragon, maybe? Zidormi. Some kind of dragon? I'm thinking some kind of dragon. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to stop here for now and probably get back on and play a little bit more later. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the support on this series. I really do appreciate you. And until next time, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back here again very soon. Bye for now.